Hey guys, I'm Lon here from Online Oasis. I'm your host today. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So welcome to Kawan Rusa. So as you can see here right now, we are moving to a new place. And if you want to see how the previous place looked like, you can click on the link. We did a tour of Kawan Rusa previously, and you can enjoy how we are growing Platycerium indoor here. So today we're going to talk about how to mount the Platycerium on board with the proper carrying, and also what kind of medium that I use for my Platycerium. I got this Platycerium from a friend, my friend, as a gift from Kawan. So this is a side pops of Platycerium Puchan F304 Snow Queen. So I can put the pictures over there so that you guys can understand how the mother plants looks like. So before we mount it on the board, it's really important to understand how the mature plant should look like. So if you understand the mature plant looks like, you can understand the way that you want to mount it on the board. Like Platycerium reallii is a round shaded or horn surprise. So I can show you horn surprise later. We understand that when the shoot front is wrap it up, it will wrap it up like a ball shape. So it's really crucial for us to understand how it looks like so that we can mount it properly. So for these Snow Queens, it has a tall shoe crown and really long fertile frond. I think you can mount it differently compared to reallii. So I can show you the pictures later. So for me, I already understand how the mother plants look like. So I will just proceed it. And before that, I want to talk about it's a really important part to mount the Platycerium. So in general, a lot of people mount the Platycerium on board with the wrong orientations. So it's really important to look into the plant first before they mount it to understand where the plant should facing up and down. So it's really important here. The rhizome is actually on top, and the new frond is where the rhizome generate new leaf. We call it new fronds. Should be facing up. So when you see the rhizome here, this is the way that should face up and the way you properly mount it on the board. Okay, so after this, I'm going to talk about a few materials that I use to mount my Platycerium. You can use a lot of materials. You can use pine wood bark, you can use rengas, you can use bala wood that's available anywhere in a hardware store. And this is pine wood. I got it from my friend in Singapore. It's plant core. So they sent it to me as a gift, but I won't be using this because this plant is too small. So I won't be mounting a really big sizes of moss ball just to keep this plant. I've used slightly smaller one, but some people prefer to use more natural looking driftwood, like the one behind me. This is a Platycerium Vitacote. So I think I mounted it like 2 years ago in driftwood, and there's a lot of side pops that are going along. So this is a driftwood. You can use it, and the difficulties to mount this on the driftwood is much more difficult compared to the flat one. So we're not going to talk about this today. I'm just going to talk about the general of easy way of mounting a Platycerium. So after we talk about the board, I'm just going to talk about the media that I use. I generally use Sphagnum Moss 7A grade from the Plant Doctors as outer layer to retain the moistures. Inside the core of the moss ball, right, I normally use pine bark. You can get from the Plant Doctors also, and also some shredded Coco Husks. But some type of species of Platycerium to prefer they are more in drier side, like reallii or vegeii. I've used Pumice. So Pumice is really good in moisture retention, but it also good in aerations, so that it wouldn't actually rot the plants in the long run. And it's also pretty light compared to other type of medium that we want to use. So today I'm just going to use Coco Husks with a normal Chilean moss, okay? And other than that, you're just gonna prepare some bonsai wire and fishing nylon lines to mount the Platycerium, and some nail, some cutting, some driller, and of course the fertilizer. So there's two types. Sometimes I mix both, or I will just use a single one for my Platycerium. This is the leaf booster, also from the Plant Doctors, and another one is the All Balance. I prefer to use All Balance because it contains all the nutrients in NPK. So it's 14-14-14. It's pretty easy to use, and it's it's more long lasting than other type of fertilizer. So let's go. Here we go. So at first I'm gonna put a layer of moss as a base. Oh, bear in mind, I already pre-drew it, so you won't see how tedious am I to draw it on a board with all the fuss. I believe there's a lot of comment on the previous Irene video. Everyone's complaining why you don't pre-draw it on a board. Now I do it. No more complaint for you guys, you know. And yep, here. So normally when I put a layer of moss, is to understand how the moss balls should looks like before I mount it. Okay, and in the center of the core of the moss, normally I will put Coco Husks. Like I said previously, I will use Coco Husks as a media core. The reason why I don't use full moss is because it will retain too many moistures and there's not enough chunky material in the core, and the aerations will not be so good compared to Coco Husks. Coco Husks is a good option to use as a core in the core media because it still can retain the moisture and the chunkiness can actually make it more porous. It can contain more air inside the moss ball. So after this done, I'm going to take out the plants. So like I say, the orientations of plants is very important. I'm just going to take it out slowly and examine the root system. Loosen up a bit. Okay, so as you can see, you will have to tap and see whether the root. Okay, this is the root system. You can see the roots. This is all the root system. So I will try to remove all the excessive moss as little as possible. Don't try to hurt the root system. Okay, just a little bit. And that's all. Put it here, and like I say, here facing up. Okay, so adding some moss, some the layer. Coco Husks surrounding it. Okay, after everything's done, you already know how it looks like. So it's very important to use the bonsai wire to secure the plant with the anchor that I just drew. It's basically up to you whether you want to use the bonsai wire or not to secure the plant. For me, I will use it because later on when I try to use the fishing line to do the mounting, it will be much more easier. A lot. So remember, when you use the bonsai wire, do not try to go through on top of the horizon. Always go to the bottom part. So you go to the bottom part here, and you can actually cut here with the extra one. Okay. So after everything done, pull tight, go here, and secured it. So this is how it should looks like right now. Okay, done. Now adding some chunky material on the surrounding core here. Oh, forgot to mention, before you put in the materials, right, we can add in some fertilizer. And for your information, I already finished up my tea bag. I haven't had the time to replenish the tea bag. I just put it here, surrounding the moss here, just a little bit, just a little bit. Later on, I can use the moss to cover it up, so it won't be, you know, spilling out everywhere. Okay, this is the core. Everything's good. Yep, covered it up first. Right, now we go for the moss to cover up the rest of the Coco Husks. Okay. One part slowly. There you go. Okay. So normally I will work with part by part. I always encourage people to work part by part so that you won't mess up everything at once. So at least you mess up a bit, you can amend it immediately without, you know, without removing all the excessive moss. So okay, I will start with the bottom part first. So take a fishing liner line. Okay. Find an anchoring point here. Tie a knot. Right, it's important to tie the knot here. You have to tie a knot here, you see? One knot. To be more secure, I will tie another one. Right, tied it, it's fine. Okay, one now. Tie. Go to the bottom first. Two. Yeah, there we go. Once you get the moss ball correct, it's pretty easy to start to do the mounting. You can see how I do it here. I will start with the bottom one first. Up and down, up and down. Try to make sure it's the part that's near to the rhizome course right here. You have to make sure that it has a really even surface. So when the new frond generating the shoe fronds here, it can actually run through really smooth without any obstructions. Okay? So here one, another one here. Let's go. Second. Yep. So, before you mount, look properly. Is it circle enough? Oopsie. I'm gonna use something to put here. Okay. So here we go. Okay, when you look here, you see the surface is almost there, right? Try to make sure it's secure tightly. Here, go down again. You have to see, is it smooth enough, the surface? If it's not right, you can actually trim later on. But first of all, it's really important to make sure it's securely enough. At the bottom here, you can see the shape is almost rounded here. And it's almost rounded. Alright, stop for a while. Examine. Good. Okay. Now we go for the upper part. So get some moss again. Get some moss. Okay, I will add in a few more chunky material here and there. Cover it up. The moss. You can gently just tap a little bit. Tap. Okay. And turn around, have a look. And some chunky material here and there. Okay, with extra moss. Okay, all right, here we go. I'm gonna start to wrap the upper part, just to make sure don't get too close to the rhizome here. One, up, hold it properly. Two, slowly. Four. Okay. You can see, right, the left and the right anchor normally just to wrap out the bottom and the upper part first. Once you get it right, then we can go for the other angle. Here. Oh, a second. Okay, try to see, is the circle enough? Look at this angle here and here. Alright, you can see there's a bit uneven surface here. Like I said, left and the right, just leave it there first. We're gonna complete the lower part here and upper parts by using these two anchoring. Now we're gonna start to use the bottom anchoring and the top one. So start with the top anchoring. So when you secure the top anchoring, right, we have to make sure this part is correctly mounted. So we start with the left one first here. Try to press gently to make sure the surface is even, like I said. Go down here, tie one knot here, go up again. Here, press hard, slowly, gently. One. Go here again. Another part again here. Go up. Okay, now you can see the surface is smoother right now compared to what we see just now. Okay, after it's done, we're gonna jump on to this part. So you can see from this angle, right, we need to replenish some moss here to make it a lot more even in surface. So we're gonna add in a little bit of moss. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah. So here we're gonna add some moss to make sure it is more evenly round. Okay, and some moss here also. Okay, now start with here. Let's secure one at the bottom first. Go through this part here, press gently, gently press, secure it on the top angle. Another one again, go through here again, up again. Here, up. So you see, okay. Through slowly. See here, up. Alright, now I see here we still need to add on some moss here. You can see the wire is exposed, the line on line they're exposed here. We can add in some, just a little bit. Evenly distributed to make sure it's rounded as what we expected. Oh, okay, so go through again, press it gently, and then use the wire to slowly form it into a ball shape. Go again here. Okay, now it's almost done. We can actually see which part you want to add on. So you can see here's some a little bit messier, right? We can use these two anchoring to clean up this mess here. You can actually lock one here. You lock on the top part and then go to the left one. Secure it again. Just go to the left and top one here. Secure it. Go again. Push it into the wire here. Here. Now you see, start to clean up the mess. The other part here, same thing. You want to clean up the part here. Go to the right part, top. Yeah. So go to the right, tuck it in. Top here, come again. Okay, so now you can see here, right, there's actually a big gap here. Normally I would just tuck in some moss to make sure it looks more rounded in general. Okay, you can actually tuck in some moss in between the line. If you don't like it, just like me, you can tuck in the moss. Actually, you can let it be, but I would prefer to tuck in more moss to make it more solid. And then later on you can use the nylon line to clean up the mess. Okay, that's right. Okay, now like I said, left and right. Okay, it looked almost perfectly rounded. Lift it up first. You see, look closely. The most important part is actually look into here. You can see the surfaces is not evenly rounded. So when the new frond is generating the shoot fronds, right, it actually has some object to obstruct the new frond to grow. So to better make sure it's evenly, you can then add in some moss, just a little bit. Just a little bit, add in the moss here. Okay. To see the object. And then use the wire to cover it up. Voila. Okay, so after you already make sure is the way that you want to present the plant, now the last step will be try to tie a knot, cut it here, and then like what we do just now, tie 1 or 2 knots to secure it on the anchoring here. Here, 1 knot, 2 knot, make it 3 to make it more secure. 3 knots. Okay, the rest of the wire, usually I will just use some extra moss. You know, tuck into it. It's fine. Just tuck in the wire. Okay. So this is how you properly mount the Platycerium on a board. So after 3 to 4 months, you can start to see the plant will generating some new fronds. Fret not, it will start to covering up the wires, the bonsai wires here, the nylon line, and then it will slowly form into a pretty plants that you wanted, like what you see here. Ta-da! So that's all for today. If you like the video, guys, please like my channels and subscribe my YouTube channel, share to your friends, and bye-bye. Before we need to understand how the mature plants will look like. Sorry. Shopee! Shopee! 听到了是吧 ？Oh my, got business! Ah! Silent.